Deacon Tom Cuskey. I am assigned to the parishes of Christ the King and Pope John the 23rd. I also work for the Diocese of Syracuse as editor of the Catholic Sun. I'm married, 4 kids, 4 grandkids. My career was in communications. I've been ordained since 2010, and it's a privilege to serve and be among the people here in Liverpool. I grew up in Auburn, New York, went to Catholic schools, and I think at one point, myself and every male classmate I had thought that we were going to be a priest. That was just a natural thing that happened. I even went so far as joining a group that was called the Future Priest Club of America. Then I went to high school and everything changed. Um, but the flicker was still there. And, I was called back to the church, volunteered in a number of different capacities, music ministry, finance committee, things like that. And I was at a social event here at Christ the King, and the gentleman who was a pastor at that time, Father Pat O'Leary, who since has passed away, was talking with someone about the diaconate, and he turned and looked at me and he said, "This guy's going to be next." And that was the first inclination that, maybe there is something to this. And it just grew from there. And the pastors that I had that really assisted me, Father John Werner, Father Jim Fritzen, and of course, Father Zach, have just done everything they can to fuel that and to make that happen and make it possible. And my family, of course, is very supportive too. I had the privilege to work with Father Lou Aiello, who was the longtime director of deacon formation. He put me to work right after I was ordained as a volunteer, kind of a gopher for him. I was a secretary for meetings. And I came along with him. And eventually, after he unfortunately untimely passed away, I took the program over. So I had all of this experience of watching him work with people who were interested in discerning the vocation. It's about, as he would say, everybody said to him at one point, "I don't know that I'm worthy for this." And he would look at them and tell them, "It's not about being worthy, it's about being willing." And no truer words have ever been said about the diaconate. Someone that's discerning really has to decide who they're doing this for. If you're doing it for yourself primarily, you're in the wrong place, because diaconal ministry is all about service to others. Bishop Tom Costello told us once that the worst thing that ever happened to a deacon was they put him on the altar. We belong in soup kitchens. We belong out, making house calls on people who are sick. He really believed that, and he instilled that in us. Father Lou instilled that in us, that it's really a vocation about humility, about service to others, and really reducing ourselves so that others can be elevated. We serve from beneath, if you will, and it's a wonderful, wonderful vocation, because the rewards, the grace that flows back to you out of you giving to others is just so grand, and it just multiplies. And for the right person, when your head is in the right place, your heart is in the right place, diaconal ministry is a phenomenal way to serve the people of God.